With the cool, damp weather the Bay has been seeing this summer, wildfire danger may not be on our minds yet. And the new study they've commissioned in Berkeley says it may take a lot longer for people to evacuate a wildfire zone than they thought. John Ramos has the story.
Like a lot of fire-prone cities, Berkeley is wondering what would happen if they had to evacuate large parts of the city during a major urban wildfire, like at Palisades or Paradise. But in Berkeley's case, they don't have to imagine, because it actually happened here a long time ago. On September 17, 1923, high winds drove a grass fire into Berkeley neighborhoods that burned more than 600 homes and made all the national newsreels. And that was before the hills were covered with the eucalyptus trees that Henry De Niro calls the line of fire.
Fire today in Tilden Park in a 40-mile-an-hour Diablo wind would send hundreds of thousands, if not tens of millions of embers into the city. And they wouldn't just be the Berkeley Hills. They go all the way down. They will go miles into the city.
De Niro is president of the Berkeley Fire Safe Council, a nonprofit wildfire mitigation group that is focused on the threat from the Berkeley Hills. He's reacting to a study commissioned by the city that estimates that in some neighborhoods, it could take 4 hours for people to evacuate. The study uses the boundaries of the 1923 fire and says with the current number of automobiles being used on the narrow, winding streets, a fire in the area could end up being a major disaster as the streets become gridlocked with panicked evacuees.
So I think the 4-hour estimate is reasonable in an orderly evacuation. I think the real issue is, can there be an orderly evacuation? If the alarms went off and AC alert said this is a mandatory evacuation, there's a fire in Tilden Park, I think that the Berkeley Hills would become jammed with cars within minutes. Everyone would try to leave at the same time. And then I think a 4-hour evacuation is problematic. People would leave on foot, as they did in the 1991 Oakland fire.
Berkeley has a unique system of walking paths and stairs that could be used to get people down out of the hills in a hurry on foot. And most living in the area have been planning on that for years.
If we needed to leave, we'd be on foot, because it's in a car. If everybody tried to get in their cars, it just wouldn't work.
Imagine with an emergency, possibly at night with smoke, people a little bit in a panic, the paths are going to be your best way down on foot.
The problem with that in Berkeley is we have a significant elderly population in the Berkeley Hills. And so those who can't walk out or run out or get on a bicycle will be stuck in the hills, particularly if the streets are all jammed with traffic and with abandoned cars.
And the study points out that the road barriers that Berkeley has erected to restrict traffic flow may also be a problem during a mass exodus. So the city is recommending that people pre-evacuate by leaving their homes during extreme fire weather conditions. But De Niro thinks that may not be a realistic solution.
The challenge there is, how do you get a significant percent of the population to leave when there's no fire? And I don't think that has been thought through yet. I think that some creativity needs to come to play here. And I think we may have a problem that isn't really solvable.
We don't like to think of problems as unsolvable, but that may be what Berkeley is facing when it comes to wildfire. They can plan for an orderly evacuation, but if history has taught us anything, it's that people's human nature tends to kick in when they're running for their lives.
A number of fire evacuation workshops are being planned in Berkeley for the next few months. There is a link to more information on our website at kpix.com.